Watch this young lady grow. She's 16 years old now. She was president of her committee for her prom, which she had on Friday night. And for the prom, they did red, white, and blue, and it was a great, great event. And you all know how incredibly patriotic this young lady is. Miss Nikki Mendicino-Rolling Thunder Junior member and Veterans Advocate. Yay, Nikki!
A special thank you to Sergeant Artie Mahler, Gary Scheffmeyer, and everyone at Rolling Thunder for inviting me to be here with you again this year. The first and most important thing that I want to say to every one of you here who has ever served our country is thank you from the bottom of my heart and welcome home. And to those who have returned from Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom, I would like to say that we believe in you, we support you, and we are proud of you. Welcome home.
All right.
6 years ago, this very weekend, I stood in this exact spot and I committed to doing everything that I could to support our troops, our veterans, and our POW MIAs. When I was 11 years old, I really didn't understand why we still had members of our military who would not come home. But I knew that I wanted to do everything that I could to bring them back, because no one should ever be abandoned by their own country.
Go on, Nikki.
As I got a little older, I couldn't understand why I wasn't able to do enough to bring anyone home, and I couldn't understand what I was doing wrong. The more events that I attended and the more stories that our veterans told me made me realize that we weren't the ones doing anything wrong. Actually, we are doing what is right. It is the members of our government that have been wrong by not demanding a full accountability from every country that we have military personnel listed as prisoners of war or missing in action. It is also this exact same government that has cut back our VA systems and denied benefits to our veterans who fought and sacrificed for our nation to earn those benefits. Now that I fully understand the real reasons why our POW MIAs have not been brought home and why our veterans must fight for benefits they have earned, I stand here before you once again, this time to committing to do everything that I can to hold our elected officials accountable to us, the American people.
Woo! Yeah! All right,
It is about time that they stop worrying about what is best for their political party and finally do what is right for our veterans, our POW MIAs, and our troops. We hold their political power in our hands, and one loud message that we need to send to that capital is that if they can't do their jobs properly, we have the power to have them replaced.
all right. Yeah.
How many of our elected officials serving right here in Washington, D.C. are veterans? And just how many of those politicians do you think use the VA? Just because they were elected to office doesn't make them any different from any other person who has served our nation. And maybe it is about time that some of these politicians lead by example.
Yeah, yeah.
There is no reason why we should be paying for their private medical care when they are eligible to use our VA system also.
Wow. Yeah.
I would like to ask every member of Congress who is a veteran if they would be willing to give up that private health insurance for our VAs. For some reason, I don't think that you would find any of them who would be willing to make that switch.
That's right. That's right.
Our VA hospitals have taken care of many of those who fought some of the most heroic battles our nation has ever been in. But if you become a politician, apparently it's not good enough. We are in a war against terrorism. Our economy is down. Our veterans are still getting their benefits cut. The VA hospitals and our military bases are closing. And despite all of these issues, It is as if too many members of our Congress are wondering how much money their next campaign will make and how much longer it is before they can vote themselves another pay raise, instead of doing what is right for our country and our people.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice how you can always contact a politician during their campaign, but when you need to speak with them regarding an issue, you never hear from them?
That's right.
By the grace of God, I will make it to the White House, and we will... And we will once again become one united nation under God, with the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, the way that it is supposed to be. We would never ask permission from anyone to defend our country. Our military would be paid what they deserve for defending our nation. Our veterans would never be denied benefits they have earned by serving our country, and no soldier would ever be left behind on my watch. When I do make it here to Washington, I will never, ever be a politician, because my focus will always be our veterans who have kept our country free, the American workers who have kept our country strong, and our troops that are keeping us safe. And as long as I am able, I will continue your mission until all of our POW MIAs are brought back to the USA where they belong.
Yeah.
The more I have learned, the more vocal I have become, and the more I've been criticized. But no matter how much criticism that I receive, there is one other issue that has now also become part of the commitments that I have made. During the past few years, I've heard many say that our veterans should just move forward and get on with their lives because the war has long been over.
Yeah.
To them I say that as long as we keep adding names to the wall, like the 4 that will be dedicated on Monday, the war will never be over. As long as our veterans have to fight for benefits they have earned by serving our nation, the war will never be over. Until every POW MIA has been accounted for and brought back to the United States, the war will never be over. And until Jane Fonda is truly remorseful for her actions, the war will never be over. As I always end all of my speeches, I would like to say that I truly believe there are 5 reasons why we live in a free country, and they are the Air Force, the Army, the Coast Guard, the Marines, and the Navy. They have made this the greatest nation in the world, and because of them, I'm one proud American. God bless you, God bless Captain Michael Scott Spiker and Sergeant Keith Matthew Maupin, who are both being held in Iraq. God bless the USA, and Godspeed to all the troops who have been called to defend our nation. Thank you.
Somebody said to me, who do you want? You're going to have Chris Noel, who's a real pro, and of course, and she's a great gal. Who else do you want us to help out and be a co-MC? And I said, we want to reach deep into the well. And Nikki was what, 11, 12?
Yeah, I was 11.
Yeah, from Rolling Thunder Jr., and now she's 16. She went to her first prom the other night, right? Second prom. Oh, wow. Okay, excuse me. Nikki Mendicino. Every veteran's kid's sister. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki.
Nikki for president. Nikki, I told you I would be glad to run your campaign as soon as you hit 35.